Observatory later said the lava was again contained to the flow. Still, officials are warning residents near the flow to be prepared to voluntarily evacuate with little notice. As for the fissure feeding the flow, Fissure 8, it's still quite active, fountains sometimes reaching 200 feet high. And at the ocean entry, scientists say the lava delta at Kapolho is now about 200 acres in size. Up at Kilauea Summit, a steam explosion just before 5 this morning. Scientists say it's expected to increase slowly over the next several hours. They say cracking and inward slumping of the walls of Halemaumau crater were clearly visible during a flyover this morning, as well as cracks adjacent to the crater. Today, they installed more continuous GPS stations around the crater to help monitor and measure what's going on there.
Hawaii Island's Kilauea volcano continues to erupt. Lava and toxic gases continue to spew forth, further destroying and isolating Puna District communities. With the danger ever present and no signs that the current eruption will stop, the Hawaii National Guard, together with elements of the active duty, held an aerial medical evacuation training exercise in Hilo on June 6th. The mission was conducted to test procedures and ensure smooth military-civilian interface in the event of an actual aerial medical evacuation using military helicopters.
We are exercising our medevac capabilities for the JTF-50, hopefully to have a positive impact and show the community what we're capable of. This scenario would take place, or it would be a worst case scenario where we had to exercise a 9-line medevac to extract or save a patient.
The training exercise was coordinated by Joint Task Force 50, the military task force created to leverage both National Guard and active duty forces in an effort to assist Hawaii County civil authorities. For this exercise, specially equipped U.S. Army medical evacuation helicopters stationed at Pohakuloa training area were utilized.
Over the past 4 to 5 weeks, we faced a lot of challenges as a community. The JTF-50, which is comprised of active duty, Air and Army National Guardsmen, is here to support them in any way that we can.
What's happening is the preliminary ground preparation for a project that will hopefully get off the ground this Saturday. And when I say get off the ground, it's actual build of 20 microstructures to provide emergency transitional sheltering for the residents that were impacted by the current eruption event. So it'll be managed by Hope Services Hawaii, who has a lease on this property, and was actually planning on building a homeless support shelter facility here. And with the land being available currently and fitting into the concept of putting microstructures down as temporary transitional emergency shelters, it just worked out perfectly. This project actually started with some local contractors coming in to discuss with our team the possibility of acquiring these microstructures that were normally built for storage and utility purposes and repurposing them for living quarters.
Right, the structure you see on property right now is more a prototype or a demo model. It's smaller than the actual structure will be built. This is an 8x8 building. The structure we're looking at is 10 by 12, so much more square footage, slightly different roof design. And it's going to have a finished interior in the form of insulation and drywall, painted, etc. So a much more pleasant and comfortable living accommodation than what you see with this prototype, which was just put out here to give everyone an idea of the concept and the type of construction that would be put on the ground. We anticipate having over 100 volunteers out here on Saturday helping to erect the 20 structures and continue the efforts with putting more facilities on the ground here. And really this effort has been 100% community driven with the contractors and business partners out there. I would say the vast majority of the materials have been donated. What you see with trucks delivering sand, the heavy equipment behind me, all of this has been donated resources in support of getting this project off the ground. There's 48 soldiers on the ground that will be here as well on Saturday. They've been coming out over the last couple of days supporting the contractors. They're part of an engineering group with the National Guard. This is their peacetime mission, which is to help building construction and support community efforts like this. So again, we're very fortunate they've been on station from earlier in the week supporting some of the ground prep, and they will be here on Saturday as well as part of that over 100-person contingent working on making this happen. As you can imagine, right now there are families out there, mom and dad with maybe 4 kids, currently taking refuge in a car or in a tent. And what's being offered is something more secure, safe, and hardened that can give them better protection from the elements and a much more comfortable environment, stable environment to be in. So we're really leaving it up to those agencies, especially Hope Services, who are managing this particular project once it's operational, as well as to the families, what will work for them, because we don't want to make their lives any more difficult than it really is at this point, but it's giving them options for something that's a stepping stone to a more permanent solution for them.